Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing Rakdos Mayhem deck. Why is it Rakdos? Because of black and red cards, as Rakdos does. Why is it called Mayhem? Because we're basically trying to play around with the new mechanic from the Through the Omenpaths paths called Mayhem, which gets dudes out for relatively cheap in weird ways. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, the last scion of the clan McSuckit, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed for a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over at Mox Field, put out by peterhmasters, called Mayhem, all caps, Mayhem. Yeah, it looked pretty interesting. Plus, I'm looking for a deck that I could put together with the cards I've gotten. It's surprising how little Omenpath decks you can find out there right now. But here we go. I picked up a net deck. It's called Mayhem by peterhmasters. Yeah. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the cards in this deck, how it should work, and we're going to go out, we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. Let's see what we got here today. All right, so let's just focus on the Mayhem cards first. What does Mayhem say? Mayhem says you may cast this card from your graveyard for whatever if you discard it this turn. All right, which means that you could pay these guys out who are awesome, but for cheaper than what they normally are, because you get this guy out for 2 rather than 4, which means you have to play something that forces you to discard, and then you also have the mana for this as well. So you got to save up a little bit of mana. Let's see, what else do we got? We got this guy who you can either play for 3 or 3, so he's not that great, but he does force discards all the time, which can help you get the other Mayhem guys out for cheap. And this dude comes out for 1 rather than 2, and you may discard. You got enough money, you could start like a cascade of playing dudes for cheap with this guy if you had the opportunity. So there you go. That's what Mayhem does. We got 3 dudes that play with Mayhem. What else do we got? We got Cecil, who, I don't know, black decks love Cecil because he's a 1-drop. I hate the fact that he keeps cutting my throat for my first 10 life. And then he stands up after we get down to 10 and says, "Hi, I'm here to give you life gain," at which point everybody just kills him. But I'm playing it because this is not my deck. Somebody else put it in there. We got Callous Sell-Sword, which we're going to use for the fling ability, which don't ever be tricked into putting him out as a guy. Rot-Curse Rakshasa, trampoline 5/5 with Decayed, which means he can't block. And if you attack with him, you have to sacrifice him. But then you can play from the graveyard. You can put Decayed on people, and that's always wonderful. This guy's a 4/1 with Menace. He's got Ward. But whenever he attacks, you got a Popo counter on a target creature an opponent controls. That sucks. Fear of FOMO, fear of missing out. When he comes out, you can force a discard. You also got Delirium, but with this deck, you never get Delirium, so don't even worry about it. Just what the big deal with this setting is he forces a discard. And like I said, we got Mayhem, so we want to do the discard. And Alesha, if you attack this turn, return target creature card with mana less than or equal to Alesha's power from the graveyard to the battlefield. And so we're going to have guys in the graveyard. We can bring them back, and that's always wonderful. We got a man land right there. We got some super good dual lands that just cause a little bit of pain. Little bit. And other than that, decent amount of regular mana otherwise. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to get out our little dudes. We're going to come in. We're going to try to play our big guys for faster by forcing ourselves to self-discard while we have the mana to put these guys out as well. We'll start ripping them back from the graveyard with things like Alesha and hoping for the best. Now, before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black King Volgaroth, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear lamentations of the women. All right, playing against Samsquanch. Squanch. 1, 2, 3. All right, cool. I can play with this. little bit of a curve here. Got a 4. Let's go shake our bushy tail. Are we willing to give up Cecil for the ankle biter? Possibly. Is he be playing a lot of Death Touch? Possibly. All right, there's a lot we could do here. Let's pop this in. What does that cost me? 2. So I'd have to have 4 mana to be able to put both those out. A lot of starting towns. Make a decision, man. I mean, we've been out here for like 20 minutes already waiting for you to decide whether you're going to block. All right, turn 2. We got a 5/5 out with Trample. This is way too awesome. Who immediately dies when he comes out, when he attacks. Ooh, got a whole nother one. That's pretty fantastic. Get him! There we go. And here comes the other one. We'll bring back Cecil. We'll bring the other Rot-Curse back so we could do. If I wanted to. We'll see what he puts out. He looks like he's trying to do landfall, but where's his creatures? That's the weird thing. Basically, I want to use the Mayhem effect and put those 2 cards out at the same time. That's what I want to do. All right, we'll wait. He's down to 10. He hasn't put anything out yet. I could touch 2 guys in icky ways if he comes out into that. Where's your stuff, man? Like, you're playing that kind of card, which makes you think you're doing landfall, but like, yeah, there you go. There's your Chocobo. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Drop it, drop it, drop it. Drop it, drop it, drop it. Autopay. There we go. Except for who I got over here. Ooh, Rot-Curse. That's what I could do. Rot-Curse. There we go. Brun, come on in. You could do it. Perfect. Yeah, I don't think with this deck, with all the graveyard recursion, we can keep enough for FOMO to do anything. FOMO's in here just to cause a discard to happen so we can mayhem it up. I secretly inside I'm yelling at myself. I'm like, why aren't you using FOMO more? FOMO's a fantastic card. I don't know, man. That is pretty sweet. One, two. Go ahead and block, hippies. And let's take it in. If I was you, yeah, he's just going to take it. All right, there we go, and we win. Boom, boom, goes the room. Boom, boom. Victory. All right, playing against tetoknight. Tetoknight. Yep. All right, starting town's going to cost me 1 life to do it. Let's do it. Alright, Rot-Curse sounds like a good top drop for the next turn. Of course, this is costing. It's a good black way of getting things going. This guy's just playing mono green crap against me. That's cool. Pay 2 life, sure. Rot-Curse. My biggest hope is I can Rot-Curse my way into giving all of his guys decay. But then all he has to do is just get it pumped up enough that I can't do anything about it. Let's... Jawa! That's what they look like after they die. And this is just a generic mono green landfall deck. I don't have any black removal, which is a problem. I can always fling, which is probably what I need to do here. As a sorcery, if I'm going to do it, I got to do it. Let's just do it. It gives me everything I need. Yeah, I love cutting my own throat over and over again with Cecil. That's what I like best about him. By the way, I'm being completely sarcastic. I really hate Cecil. But he's, you know, he's a paragon of blackness right there. Once we flip him around, he's got a little life gain. It's not so bad. Ooh, you just let it go. Nice. Should we burn this guy a little bit? I'll put on the Rot-Curse, what I'm thinking. We'll Cecil it up. There we go. Because now with this, I can get rid of 2 guys, and getting rid of his Atlanta Wells is going to go a long way. Alright, where's the red? You know, he's playing Gruul colors, yet we've seen nothing but green this entire time. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. He's down to 7. And we flipped around. And if he attacks within his guys, they will immediately die. I'm at 8 though. That's not great. So he's got. I'm low enough now that he could do some damage to me. I got to get that Cecil life gain going on. Uh-huh. We could leave Cecil as a defender. That would be interesting. You got a bunch of disgusting decayed guys there. Alright, it cost me 2 to put him out. Let's just freak his other guys. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3. That cost me everything. Alright, what's he punching for now? 2, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, whatever, Kokibo. You want to attack? Oh, your dudes are dead. There we go. Sacrifice, 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 sacrifice. All right, that Kokibo is a little on the screwy side, though. That's a problem. What can we do about him? We could always go for a Callous Sell-Sword right to his face, but I'd have to... Do I really want to do that? 1, 2, 3... Oh, we're coming. Well, you happen to have one card that could take out my Restless Vent? No, I'm good. There we go. I'm trying to be sneaky. We'll see what happens here. What has he got in his hand? Gone. Alright, hopefully we've just choked him back. He doesn't have any more creatures. That'd be I have Bristlyville. That's not great. Alright, come on. Pass the rock, yo. He's got some beef. We'll get out this guy. Alright, there you go. A little bit of strength. You got one card left. Hopefully we choked him. What are you gonna do? You gonna pump? I'm just putting out overlapping power there is what I'm hoping for. I'm doing 7 points of damage. You can't pay any more. Come on. He's got triple strike. That sucks. That was a trick. Okay, this guy... Can you block? Are you a blocker? Yeah, I think we're good. Alright, he's got one card again. Alright, I'm going to lose all my dudes if I block this guy wrong. I can come in for 4. Let's just lose this. He's tapped, which means you can't block the Sunset Saboteur. There we go. Now we can just win the game. Let's do that. Alright, and winner, winner! Victory dinner. Winner! Victory! I'm playing against Counterfactual. You better not be playing mono blue counter spells, man. Keep. Nope, no mole man. Just stand there. I'm a Rot-Curse. Are you playing frogs against me here? I'm not a big fan of FOMO. It's fine. If you do FOMO right with a good combo deck, it's fantastic. You know, I like his Decayed better. So his super ability from the graveyard so much more. I mean, he's cool as a 5/5, but he just dies immediately after doing what he does. Yeah, we gotta rip this guy apart. All right, so we got Mayhem. If we discard him, we could play him for less. I don't have anything to discard at the moment. I guess I got FOMO. What do you do? I'm toast. I'm going to have to do this, but you're going to be just sitting there and bouncing them is what you're going to do. All right, well, we'll do what we can. 2. We'll bounce the other guy back, which will protect him. But at least I'll get this guy off this list there. Oh, he bounced himself back. Well, good for you. That slows things down. Oh, no, he bounced that back. That guy's sitting there like a jerk. All right, you want to attack me with your decayed, decrepit-looking frogs? Do it. And they can't block, right? Yeah, can't block. Cool. All right, you out of mana. You probably got what? Mana frogs? Is that the deal? Yeah, you got mana frogs. And they're gone. What do I want that to be? Let's go red and intertap. That's cool. And let's just do the attack. See if he's willing to block. All right, FOMO. We'll get rid of the other FOMO. Cecil, huh? All right, Cecil it up. Got him down to 6. The question is, can we do enough to fling him in and kill on the next turn? Possibly. Yeah, we need to throw Kavai, whatever his name is. He's just doing it. He's just put them all out. He's trying to flood it out. All right, let's see if we can get through. You gonna go after FOMO? Pretend like that's a thing? Oh, you're going after that guy. That's not great. He's down to 4. We're flipped up. Let's throw this out. Who are we gonna bring back here? And we're good. We got a nice lion's share of dudes. Hopefully it won't wipe the board to push everything back. I could totally smoke them with the Callous Sell-Sword. Oh, I could have just thrown Cecil, couldn't I have? I had lots of opportunities right then. I didn't realize I'm down before. No, I had to play that to get that guy out. That guy was out. This guy was already out. That was a problem. Yeah, I could have thrown him. And we win. Suck it, suckerfish. Victory. All right, playing against Vasquez. Don't need to produce the U, I believe. We leave that alone. All right, Cecil. I don't think I really care too much. We could probably play this and don't want to necessarily discard it right away. This has been a kill stroke for a lot, so let's just choke out of that. Yeah, whatever. We're just going to play this. It's fine. I'm not going to discard, decline. The question is, do I want to hold back and pump my dudes to get value, or do I just want to be more aggressive? And I got to tell you, I'm an aggro player. I want to be aggressive. Might have to use a Callous Sell-Sword to shoot something. We'll see what he puts out. He's playing green across the board, so he's going to try to put out guys that react well to landfall. At least that's what I think he's doing. Take this in. And there we go. That 5's looking really good. Like a Callous Sell-Sword might want to burn together. I have to discard a card, huh? Well, that's not cool. We need to choke back with what I got is the deal here. All right, let's take it in. You can block it if you want. What am I poking with here? Ooh, he's down to 5. That's it. We win the game. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Winner, winner. Victory dinner. Victory dinner. Boom, boom. Victory. All right, playing against P3L40. Was that Pilau? Keep. Enters tapped. Let's turn off the Chocobo. I'll go over this. Let's do that. And keep it. I'm going to get rid of our pal, the FOMO. I don't know if that was right or if that was wrong. I'm not one. This deck isn't really highly tuned for FOMO. I mean, sure, it wants to be forced to discard, so we put stuff out, but getting it early is not the greatest in the world. Let's see, what are you trying to do there? You got black and you got white and red. Who do you hate? This guy's a jerk. I'm not a big fan. You're gonna shoot him. You're gonna shoot the Orb Weaver, aren't you? There's a little Cecil action. We can bring FOMO back, can't we? Ah, there you go. You just want to try to see who you're gonna pick there, huh? You really trying to do control on me, hippie? There's another color. What does FOMO say? Enters, discard a card. Okay, well, I don't really want to discard a card. FOMO may not be doing it. We'll see what I draw. All right, you seem to be taking a long time, P3 Leo. Trick or treat. Let's see what we get here. Ooh, Rot-Curse. I like that demon. All right, smack that guy around a little bit. That's always nice. Down to 17. He's at 13. Good, good, good. All right, crack that open. Rot-Curse. There we go. I always got to get him to the danger zone and we can throw big things at him. That'd be nice. If he decides to kill the Rot-Curse, then I can use it to start touching his guys in icky ways, which is always an agreeable thing to do. He hasn't fielded anything yet. Like, if I could just come in with what I got, I can hammer him. All right, take it. And nope, apparently that's it. In turn. All right, he's down to 7. It's getting close. I got 7 showing right now. He doesn't like it, Cecil being out. That's fine. Let that be the end of your turn, hippie. Back up to 10. All right, spank it out. Yeah, I'm going to go crown this guy. Be nice if it's some hasty guys. That'd be great, but that's not going to happen. All right, just being controlling on me here. 7's not enough. How am I down to 4? Yeah, he's just going to town with all the life gain and destruction. We're building it back up again. Decline. We just got to get a little bit more damage on this guy, and we can totally burn together this guy. Come on. Just run out of tricks, Trixie. I mean, I can go after it with the manland too, which isn't bad. All right, still has, what, 3 mana showing? I don't want to touch my manland. I don't want to know what one of my tricks is. So I got enough to kill him right now. There he goes. I don't have enough to kill him right now. All right, let's see. What will these guys do for me? Nothing good. It's just... What do we got here? 2, 3. I'm going to discard a card. I'm going to throw this out. We'll get another guy. Oh, suck. All right, I've gone back to 7 again. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that guy's a legend. That sucks. That was a whole waste. I mean, at least I got a guy out. Oh. How did I get smoked by that? That's just ridiculous. All right, so here we are with Mayhem. Yeah, I mean, this was a good deck, and I liked the Mayhem mechanic. You know, it's funny, I had no idea what Mayhem was referring to when I was looking at this deck. And then trying to figure out how to work with Mayhem, that was a hassle. So luckily, you get to watch this video to see how it works. The big thing about Mayhem is that you get your guys out for cheaper. The big problem with this deck, though, is you have to have enough mana to play whatever you're playing to cause a discard to occur that then causes you to have enough mana to play them for their Mayhem costs. And that takes at least like 3 or 4, depending upon what you got going on. So, and the Mayhem is tricky time-wise. You got to make sure that you are discarding the card and you can play for it in the turn that you are discarding it. And your guys cost like 2, and this one costs 3. This guy costs 1. So, yeah, it's cool. The guy I really dug, we'll get to that in a little bit. But anyway, so all together, yeah, it was good. It was fun. I was surprised. The deck isn't that, I don't know, like outstanding. The mechanics don't focus on that well, but still the win rate was high. It almost felt like I was playing almost like a Moneyball deck where you're paying for, you get powerful guys for a cheap cost, and you get them out early enough that people can't stand against it. Maybe you have a little bit of evasion cooked in between trample and menace, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's probably it. It's probably just, it seems it's kind of Moneyball-ish. So, and that's great. I love a good Moneyball deck. But yeah, the Mayhem mechanic, it was interesting. All right, so let's get down to it. Who is the MVP? Who's the most valuable player? You know, the one that wins me games was probably Callous Sell-Sword, right? Because you have the fling ability. And that's the thing that's going to win you the game. You want to hold it in your hand. Don't bother ever using it for the guy. Use it for Burn Together. That's what you want to do. Burn Together. I mean, after you use Burn Together, then put it out. Great, whatever. But in reality, though, what's really cool is this guy is pretty fantastic. Because you get to bring guys from your graveyard back as long as they're 3 or less. And that's every other card you got. And this guy is pretty freaking cool. But my favorite card in this deck was Rot-Curse Rakshasa. Yeah, I didn't practice it at the time. I'm sorry, I don't speak nerd fluently. Rakshasa. Rot-Curse Rakshasa. That sounds right. Anyway, so the deal is that this guy was my fave. The reason why is because he comes out, he's got trample, he's a 5/5, he only costs 2. Great. Which means I'm attacking early with practically unblockable 5 points of damage, right? People are just being like, it's got to dodge this thing because, it's going to kill itself anyway. Why do I have to focus on killing one of my guys? No, that's 5 points of damage. That's a quarter of your life gone right there. And then he's even better because I thought this was a guy because he can put decayed counters on guys. The thing is, this deck does not have any direct damage. I mean, it does with Burn Together. And I used it to take out some of his guys. But usually you want to save this to go against that person's face. But Rot-Curse is the guy that you could stick onto those dudes. And if he attacks or blocks, those guys are dead. So, I'm going to give it to Rot-Curse Rakshasa. Rakshasa. Just because, I don't know, I had the most fun with this guy. I thought he was awesome. I thought he was really space awesome. All right, so there you go. Today's MVP, Rot-Curse Rakshasa. And, good to have a good time at Disneyland, my friend. All right, let's see. Was this deck competitive? I had a 67% win rate. Yeah, I'm going to say this is a competitive deck. I'm going to say Ken. I mean, all that means is that it's not the best deck out there, but if you want to sit there and grind with it, you're going to go. You're going to take it up the ladder. It's going to do okay. I was winning, 2 out of every 3 games? Great. Maybe it's because people, I can say people aren't used to Mayhem. Mayhem is not that great of an ability. Like I said, this is mostly just a Moneyball deck. It's all about stats, about getting out guys for cheap, bigger dudes for cheaper earlier. That's what Moneyball does, and this deck feeds into that. Other than that, it's not that much of a trick. It's nothing that people can worry about. There's nothing really integral to this deck. But still, it does a great job because of its Moneyballness to it. All right, so let's see. Was this deck fun? Well, it was Rakdos, and yeah, I did dig that. There wasn't, it kind of felt a little aggro. Look, because there's so many things that are 2, which means we were dropping a lot of stuff, and that was great. They all had drawbacks between this guy, as soon as he attacks, he pretty much kills himself. This guy keeps pumping up your opponent's creatures. This guy does damage back to you equal to the amount of damage he does himself. This guy forces you to discard. This guy kind of asks you to discard. This guy forces you to discard a lot. So, yeah, man, this deck is full of a lot of pain for yourself. Yet somehow the deck still works out very well. Very well. All right, so, and lastly, was this deck interesting? Yes. Why? Because we're playing with new cards from the new set. And, we had to play with a new mechanic we haven't played from before. And we could have played with the old cards in a way we really hadn't played before either, focusing more on self-discard. Yeah, it was cool. All right, so let's add it all up. Was this deck competitive? Yes. Was it fun? Yes. Was it interesting? Totes my goats. All right, so that makes it into an A+ deck, and as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. I highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, screw you guys, I'm going home. Bye.